Episode number 2 of Our Story, Stephen J.
Hey, folks.
So we wanted to start off and share with you tonight about job stability, job security, if you will, and how it doesn't exist anymore.
No, it doesn't
It certainly
exist.
doesn't. And our story really begins with COVID. We were actually first introduced to this business in 2019, but fear got in the way. But let's talk about job security right now and how it doesn't exist. When COVID hit and became a little more serious, the kids were sent home from school. We were both working full time. I myself had made it through 2 downsizes in the company that I worked for. And then I had asked my supervisor if I could work from home while my kids did their schoolwork from home, because I had a kindergartner and a grade 6er.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't be at home by themselves. In fact, actually, we did hire a high school student to be home with them so we could work, and that worked for 1 week.
Yeah.
Because she had to do her own schoolwork, so that's why that didn't work. And then there was no daycares open, nothing.
Nothing.
And so I then asked my supervisor if I could take a leave of absence, unpaid, and she said yes. So then I wanted to return to work in September. I was going to return in September, but I wanted to go back in August, under the conditions that if the kids were sent home from school again during the new school year, could I work from home? And my supervisor said no. So Steve and I got chatting, and we made the decision for me to stay home and be with our kids. I was able to find another job locally, so in the event that anything happened, I was actually a lot closer to home. So my boss then did say, this was not a work from home job, it was in the office, and I agreed. Then November hit, and the kids were being sent home again. There was an announcement on the radio. Me and my boss heard it. I looked at my boss and I went, oh my God. And he just looked at me and said, yes. He already knew what my question was going to be. Can I work from home?
Yeah.
And he agreed. And I am so grateful for that. So during this time, you also had...
Yeah, we weren't being laid off with a shortage of work or anything. We were laid off because they went into receivership, the company I was working for. So they pretty much come in and give 18 of us our walking papers. Mm-hmm. So then I went out and started looking for a job. I was lucky enough to get a job just to slide right in to the job.
Because you guys were considered essential workers.
Oh yeah, essential workers. So yeah, I had no problem getting a job. Well, I was lucky enough that they were looking for a maintenance tech at that time, so I got it, and that got me through COVID. And then I went with the federal government working at the prison, and then I ended up being there for about 3 years.
But during that time,
during that time, so I went on for a term, and that was 11 months, and then it was a casual, and then it turned into another term. But then at the end of that term, it was like, okay, we have no more work. So yeah, you're done.
There was no full-time positions. You could no longer have any more terms. But it was in between those terms that you were laid off, and so that again sparks the conversation around job security.
Yeah, there's very little job security.
There isn't, or I think it's no longer.
But the biggest upset was like now you're without a job again. Now you're looking for a job. And if anybody knows what it's like to apply for EI, the government stuff, it's like you gotta wait, and so it was no fun.
And it's also no fun looking for a job at the age we're at.
Yeah.
Over 50, looking for another job, and it just felt like it was like one thing after another. Get a job, get laid off. Get a job, get laid off. At no fault of our own.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And that just became apparent to us that, again, job security no longer exists.
Doesn't exist.
So that is why we went searching for an opportunity to work from home, run our own online business, And yes, there's so many things out there, and and that. But we came across this twice, and the first time fear got in the way, and then a few years later, we just decided to dive right in.
Go for it.
Go for it. And yes, we were scared. And yes, we did not know what the heck we were doing.
Yeah. Is that old saying, we just took the bull by the horns
Yeah.
and went for it.
And yes, and I'm so glad that we did. And we're still learning, we're still growing. And I feel now that we're starting to build like a legacy for our kids, but also teaching them how when we are faced with obstacles, such as losing our jobs, they can see us working hard for something that is challenging,
Yeah.
but at the same time very rewarding, right? And just keep moving forward. And that is what our kids are watching right now. They are watching that we just keep pushing forward.
Yeah. Well, it gives them motivation to, inspiration, motivation to get up and say, yeah, you know what, maybe get a career or, have a job.
Yeah.
And then eventually come online with us.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I think the most important lesson that we're teaching them too is that because job security doesn't exist, that you really do need to work for yourself.
Well, yeah, with the changing of the times and stuff, I was reading somewhere the other day where they'll, nowadays when they build a house, they bring all the material in, but now this new era, they're gonna be like Legos. They're bringing it in as a package, and you just put it together. And of course, you know what that means.
Less workers.
Well, like anybody can do it. Just like they say with the furniture you put together, anybody can do it. So it'll take away a lot of jobs from people that were trained to do it, that spent time in school, spent money on the education that they got to build those things.
So even while I was growing up, education was preached. You gotta get the education. You gotta get the education. And in true, we actually instilled that in our kids' brains. You gotta get an education. But nowadays, with AI and that all happening so fast, it just again leads to more job loss out there. And because robots, right?
Robots,
We're being replaced by robots. Not all professions. I mean, there are still professions out there that require human beings.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking at some pictures and some videos of some friends of mine that posted while they're on their vacation, and they got a cab, like a taxi, and it's a robot. Like they got into a car, and it just drove them around. You put in you put in the address, and it just.
Oh my Lord. So there. So maybe you are going through something like this, like a job loss, or you're scared of losing your job because of AI, or
you just want that extra boost each month, that extra money for your sports, your daughter's dance class, or that new barbecue that you want to buy coming up this summer.
Yeah. So you're a single mom, single dad, or you are a wife like a stay-at-home mom, or maybe a homeschooling mom like me.
Yeah.
And you just want something more. And so we're here to chat with you and talk to you, and we hear you. If you are facing job loss or you have lost your job, and you also can relate to having no job security, we want to talk to you. So we are here for you. Thank you for listening to episode number 2 of our story, and we will be back next Sunday to share with you another little tidbit of our story.
Exactly.
Until the next week, keep signing.
Cheers, folks.